Good morning. Just pulled into you know where again. We had a pretty heavy rain last night, pretty bad storm. None of my stuff was damaged, thankfully, but at the end of the street there was a tree that split in half. Looked like lightning might have struck it, and fell and took out a power line. And then the most tragic thing of all, there's a Lincoln Continental that's just been sitting in this person's driveway since 2005, literally. And every time I walk by that car, I'm like, dang, I really want that thing. If I had money, I'd make him an offer. It is just sitting there, rotting away. Well, the tree fell on it. you know, that poor car. You know, old classics like that don't deserve that type of treatment. The uh, the point of the video this morning is to remind everybody that you don't need to be productive all the time. You don't need to be. Productivity is something that has been ingrained in us by our culture since we're born. You have a routine. You have this responsibility and that responsibility, and those are okay. Responsibility is good, but you need to have balance in your life. The time of leisure and just activities that aren't productive, those days are far in the past, unless you're very well off, unless you've never had to actually work. You're very lucky if you're one of those few. Most of us have been taught that unless we're producing something, we have no meaning, that there is no use. We need to be useful to someone. And I agree to a certain extent. However, that line ends when it becomes your life, when it makes the decisions for you. So much of the world, the inventions throughout history, great works of art, amazing architectural feats, were drafted up, were created in someone's mind when they were doing nothing, when they were being leisurely, when they were sitting in a comfortable environment or minimum stress. A lot of people my age especially, and younger, get bullwhipped so hard and so often that we become numb to the societal abuse, I should say. It isn't normal for your identity just to be what you do. When somebody asks you who you are or who we are, it is normal for people. I've certainly done it until I realized what was happening, where we answer with what our job is. Who are you? What do you do? Oh, I work at so this place or that place. That's how indoctrinated we've become. We have unlearned how to be normal, how to be human. Relationships fail. Our lives become hollow. fewer and fewer people are tasting what life is, feeling what life is. Fewer people are having children. Fewer people are even going outside. Fewer people care enough to even make a meal for themselves anymore. And that's all been normalized. And it's a very sad thing to see, really, because I've been free from it. I've freed myself from it before. But once a certain thing happened 4 years ago, actually about 5 now almost, the wool was pulled over our eyes. And we were taught to be good little drones, live in the pods, eat the bugs. It's only temporary, and that turned into 2 years of hell for a lot of people. It is common for me to see people still wearing face masks. It is common for me to see people still ranting and raving about political nonsense or blaming other people that they have never met in their lives for this and that, and it's terrible. We've forgotten so much in just that short time. How much do we actually remember of what we watch on, let's say, TV, for instance? How much? Not much. What about on our phones here? That TikTok crap, that Facebook crap, Instagram garbage. How much of that do you remember? Not much. I guarantee you that. That's part of the conditioning. You're never going to break free unless you give yourself leisure. Even in our downtime, we're taught to be productive, to do something. And we're tricked into doing it through distractions. So even during times, the periods we're supposed to be at rest, we're scrolling and scrolling on our phones. We're zooming around through the malls, or bouncing in and out of work and shopping this place, or going to this concert, or this one-of-a-kind, limited edition can of Spam. Like, what is wrong with us? That's not human. That's not normal. I really want more people to see my videos, That's one thing that one day I hope that people will. Maybe not in 10 years, maybe not in 20 years. Maybe YouTube won't be around in 20 years. Maybe it won't be around next year. I don't know. I just hope that this message finds someone that actually needs to hear this. And this is meant for a lot of young men. A lot of young men. People that are in school. People that are early teenagers, mid-teenagers. As someone that has been through this already, as someone that was at the very end of an era, born at the very end, born at the very start of another one, I got to see the transition happen before my eyes when I was both a child and an adult. And I'm telling you, it's not normal to only be focused on work, buying things, and going home and shutting yourself out. You can't shut yourself out. Unfortunately, it is a necessary evil to have a job these days that you probably don't like. But I'm telling you, it is only temporary. It is your job. You decide when you're tired of it, not your employer, not your parents, not your grandparents. The world, the way things are, were different for each one of those generations. Every generation has its own unique struggles. Every generation has struggles that are in common. But I'm telling you, not every generation is the same. Nothing is the same. When it comes to people, everyone is unique. Everyone is different. There are things that we have in common with each other, but each of us is completely unique. Each of us has potential to be a light bearer, to hold a torch in the dark, to make something amazing. You just need to give yourself the time. You need to give yourself a break. You need to give yourself space. You need to be left alone for a while. You need to not be productive every now and again. And when I say that, I mean don't do anything. Like, when I say go in the woods, go in the woods. Go in the woods. Get away from everything. Leave your phone. Put it on silent. If you're scared, you're worried about something happening to you, it's good to have an emergency. But you don't need to have it, like, all the time. Put the thing on silent. Go for a walk. Sit down at the park. Look at the birds. Don't think about anything. It took me a lot of struggle to learn that lesson. Thankfully, I'm still young. Thankfully, I've seen plenty of examples of what happens when you don't. My lessons that I've learned, I hope you don't have to go through those struggles to learn them. You don't need to make more and more and more and more money. You need to see what's taking it from you. You can only find a way out with a clear mind. And yesterday I did speak with my employer. I did. And what he had to say really surprised me. These are things that most of us are too afraid to do. And I'm not saying that I'm super brave or anything like that. But you need to take control of your lives. What he told me after I said that, I need a time of leave. And whether I get paid for it, whether I get approved for it or not, is irrelevant. Like, I'm doing it. I'm not given a choice. I don't know when yet, because I'm still waiting on my other half. But as soon as I get that on her end, then we're going. We're gonna see if this opportunity is really true. Maybe it is God. The guy, he's a good man. He generally seems to be a good man. He genuinely does. And he said that he would hate to see me go because I do a good job, and he knows it. He offered me another job, a better one, here. Something that I am very good at, actually. My early work years, that's what I did. But the only difference is this time I'll actually have a large crew, and I'll be in charge of this crew. It's an option. He said that he would always have a place here should things fall through. These things, you would never know these things without speaking, without having a clear mind, without taking risk, without putting yourself out there. Life every day is a blessing, and every decision you make is a chance. Give yourself your own choice. Don't let someone else make it for you. We're each our own individual. We're each unique. We're all human, but we're all unique. Reteach yourself. Relearn what leisure is. Reteach yourself. Relearn how to not always grind, not always be doing something. The only time doing nothing becomes a problem is when that becomes what you do. You need to have that downtime. It is essential for your life and well-being. So, I'm going to conclude with this. Give yourself a break. Be thankful for what you do have, even if you are struggling. Always look forward. Reflect on the past, but don't live there. And trust yourself. Give yourself a break. Learn who you are. You're not going to know that when your life is filled with distractions. So, I hope this finds somebody. I hope someone hears this and needs it. I really do. I mean that with all my videos. Really hope it. Hope you all have a blessed day. And until next time, maybe I'll post later. But yeah, until then.